Good morning, friends. This is Mrs. Bell. I'm going to read you a story called Caps for Sale, a tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business, told and illustrated by Esphyr, Slobodkina. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. A peddler is someone who sells different items going door to door. First, he had his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, and then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. So gray, the checkered ones, the yellow ones, the gray ones, and then the red ones. Can you hold that many hats on your head? He walked up and down the street, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps. By the way, friends, a cap is another word for a hat. That morning, nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry. But he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he. He walked out of town slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree, and he leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own checkered cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. That's a lot of caps on his head. There were all three, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. Uh-oh. Do you see something, friends? I see something, though. What do you notice? This cap matches his pants. Very nice. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checkered cap. Uh-oh. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked in the back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. Still no caps. Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw, friends? Let's see. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. Check it out. Oh my goodness. Silly monkeys. Can we count how many monkeys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 monkeys. Oh my word. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. What do you think he said? What do you say to monkeys? You monkeys, you, he said, shaking a finger at them. You give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook his finger back at him and said, "Tiz, tiz, 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 tiz." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, "Tiz, tiz, 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 tiz." Now he felt quite angry. Uh-oh. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Tiz, tiz, 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 tiz." They're mimicking the peddler. They're copying the peddler. By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Tiz, tiz, 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 tiz." There they go, mimicking him again, copying him. At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. Man, he was really angry. He didn't even know what to do. What do you think he could have done? But then each monkey pulled off his caps and, oh, what do you think they did? They were copying him. And all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checkered cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. Friends, do you think he sold his caps when he went back into the town? Thank you for listening. Bye, friends. Have a good day.